Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, listen, I said I had to come and make this video for my little potency. So when you see this title, click it and go and see. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we here to talk about JT, Nicki Minaj. You know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot, it's some things going on. So listen, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, thumbs up the video, all of that. Support the channel. The Cash App link is in the description of the video. Yo, yo. So yesterday, y'all all know that City Cinderella by JT, it came out. And there was just some talk on the timeline that I seen from different fans. People were having, you know, mixed opinions and saying like whether they were going to support it or not. And I'm going to hold off my opinion to the end of this video. And I'm just going to tell you how I bluntly feel about this matter, right? So just the history from Nikki and JT from the beginning, right? So you already know Hate Train era, 2017, 2018. JT, she was out here, you know, she was saying that, you know, she hoped Cardi take over and that, you know, she couldn't wait for Nikki to be done, right? That was the beginning. So in more recent times, more recent years, JT had an opportunity of being on Super Freaky Girl Remix, right? Her and Nikki rekindled a friendship. They was on Instagram live together. JT apologized. She was spitting the lyrics from the diss record, all of that, right? So, all right, that took place. So now we move on to JT. JT is also affiliated, you know, obviously City Girls, right? They got that whole thing going on. And the City Girls, I'm not going to say that they're over, but they all branched out and they started doing their own thing. And my true opinion is this, right? And I don't think it's anything wrong with it. I think that JT see that Young Miami was doing her own thing and moving the way that she was moving, getting her traction through being a revolt with Diddy and just having her own motion, right? Like, you know, of course it was attributed to Diddy as well, but Young Miami was doing her own thing. I felt like JT was the friend who kind of like was stayed back and she didn't have her own thing going on. So a piece of me feel like she had a little bit of animosity, and this is what kind of like spearheaded her to go on to do her own thing. Cool. But when she moved on to do her own thing, she had legend Nicki Minaj by her side. And, you know, one thing I will say about Nicki, I love her to death. And, you know, I do believe at the top it is lonely, but you still got to be protective of who you bring up and who you show love to. I just think that you got to be careful. Even me as a content creator, you look at my low views, you know what I'm saying? But I don't mix up. I don't get too familiar. I don't get close because listen, it ain't just the music entertainment business. It's everywhere. People messy, mixy, all of that, right? That you just have to be careful. So anyway, got very close to Nicki Minaj. Nicki started campaigning and promoting her, playing her music on her station head and all of that, right? So there was a time, I personally felt like this, right? When it comes to Ice Spice and when it comes to JT, me personally, I have seen things where they have personally pandered to the barbs. Now, and it's not about liking them or disliking them, but I remember when Ice Spice was coming up and I noticed, right? Because if you're a person, you're just aware, I woke this up and I said it on my channel before. I wasn't saying it on exposing type shit, but I did say I noticed that Ice Spice was following all big barbs. All big bar pages. What does that mean? That means that, oh, you're a celebrity or whatever. You're following my page. In turn, I'm going to push out your content more. It's a psychological thing. And if you don't get business, then you don't get it. Right. So JT was doing the same thing. All right, which brings us into the situation as of what happened and what was going on. Now, I will say this, right? I want to speak to this. During the past few weeks, I have noticed that there has been a distance. There's been a distance between Nicki Minaj and JT, and y'all can act like y'all ain't noticed what was going on, but I've been peeped it. Listen, I should go back and post it from my Twitter page. I said y'all worried about Ice Spice falling out with Nicki. She ain't the only one. People looked at my tweet and they was like, who? Cause y'all slow. Y'all don't get what's going on. See, I have the ability to project and see some shit in the future before you even see. Listen, born with the gift. Really born with it. Really born with it. Let me tell you something. Ever since I was a young boy, my mother always told me that you're special just like your grandmother. Man, I stupid. Man, I stupid idiot boy. I seen it. I've been seen it. Because let me tell you something. Nikki, she made a post on she made a tweet, and everybody's trying to figure out, was it about Sexy Red when she was talking about, you know, it hurt so bad, and she realized she tried to, I can't remember it verbatim, but she was saying like, you know, helping people, and you know, a situation keeps happening over and over when she's trying to help somebody. And then she mentioned something about a label where she said people are just gonna have to see on their own. And guess what? They are gonna see on their own. I don't have nothing against JT. I think she's a beautiful girl. She's she's amazing. For me, lyrically, she's not for me, right? And then I don't think it has anything to do with her being a Southern artist and me being from New York. I just feel like, I'm going to just say this, right? I'm gonna say this, and I want JT to win. I streamed her project, and I think that her project is really good. I do. I think that her project is really good, but it's not for me per se. But I think she did a good job to just be her first project and to come out, right? So what I wanted to say is that, and maybe this is wrong, but maybe this is the same reason why Sexy Red gets fatigue plays with me too. I could play Sexy Red and give her some streams or whatever the case may be, right? But at the end of the day, I don't want this, I don't want to be crass, but she's not intelligent enough lyrically for me, if that makes sense for you. And JT is kind of like the same way. She's just not really advanced enough for me. And I'm like, I consider myself to be an avid hip hop, not just female rap, but it's just like I love lyricism. If you know the artists that I love, the Foxy Brown, the Jay-Z, the Biggie, like even being from New York and just mentioning them three, the Nicki, it's just like JT, she do some cute shit, but it's just not really something that I could stand behind, be like, oh, I'm JT fan, and I could see myself. Like as a male who likes female rap, I like female raps where I could spit them and they're competitive with dude lyrics, like with male lyrics. You understand what I'm saying? That's my angle of it. I'm not in it for the cutesy type ish, but her project wasn't bad. So anyway, I've been noticing the distance, and even when I've been doing commentary in the past on my channel, you get people in my comments talking about, I like JT. That's cool. I don't hate her at all, right? But I noticed that there was a distance, and when Nicki made that comment about when she made that comment in regards to people gonna have to learn, learn, she hate to see them this happen to them, and pretty much overextending herself or whatever. I'll go and I'll look up the tweets or whatever. If I'm able to find it, I will post it on the screen. But sometimes Nicki posts so much, sometimes I don't know if I'm gonna be able to locate that, or if I'm gonna have the personal bandwidth to do that. But anyway, noticing the distance and all of that. So I said something is going on. People be thinking you bugging, you're a troublemaker. They always trying to start stuff. I don't think that I ever come from an angle of start stuff. I come from an angle of trying to create a conversation and trying to like put eyes on situation. Not to be messy though. But what happened was there was a Nicki Minaj fan, Keith. He has spaces, and I pretty much this is what happened, right? So I guess JT was in communication and contact with Keith, right? And what happened was is that she ended up telling him that she did not want any support from Nicki Minaj fans, because I guess she didn't like the way that she was being treated by the fans, right? So she said this to him. Now he also mentioned that she told Nicki this as well. And I could remember, like, maybe a few weeks ago, Nicki seeming hurt, and she said something about, like, people using her fans and things like that. I kind of remember it vaguely, but I can't remember it, verbatim. But I do remember that, and I remember her, I can feel that she was upset about something. And that, I guess it's all coming full circle. And listen, I'm gonna say this, right? I don't know if this story is 100% accurate, but JT is not contesting, and he also said that JT paid his rent. So for me, it looks like, because he has a platform that's growing. So it's like, what was she paying the rent? What was she paying rent for? And, first and foremost, why are you even discussing Nicki and her fans with, and not saying that Keith is not like a regular human being, but it's a random person. Like, I don't know if he works in the music industry, but why are you discussing that? Like, that's super messy. You want to know how I move? I don't ever repeat anything to anybody that I wouldn't want to get back. And if I said something to you about a person, I know what type of individual you are. Like, I don't understand why she did that. I just don't get it. And then, um, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But what I will say is that, again, just to stress this, I think JT has a decent project. They said that JT's project opened up with 450,000 sales. 450,000 streams on Spotify. I'm sorry. And I seen Cardi B fans dragging JT, saying the lapdog got 450,000. I seen Ice Spice fans saying that, that they was trying to clown Fat Butt, and Fat Butt got more streams than JT whole project in its entirety. Listen, this is what I will say, because that's a little off, like, don't have anything to do with the Nicki situation. I just wanted to add what people were saying. But what I wanted to say was is that I think Nikki, and I said this before in my video, she got to make sure that the business is done. I get being, at the top, and they say the top is lonely, and you see these girls, you want to bring them in, you want to usher them in, you like, I'm the leading female rapper. Let me give you a deal. Let me bust, show you the ropes and all of that. But the thing about it is just that make sure that that paperwork is done. When the paperwork is done, then you can move on. Stop showing these girls love. Don't give them no features. Don't bring them out on those shows. But then it's like, you damned if you do, if you damned you don't. Because then if Nikki ain't sharing her platform in some sort of way, then people are saying that, she's selfish. Even though you could look and see, the several female rappers that she had up that, through her career that she's worked with, brung on tour. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say this, right? I don't hate JT. I streamed her project. I didn't buy it. I'm not like a fan or anything like that. What do they call her? The Juvies or whatever. I'm not a fan of JT. I'm not going to disrespect her online. I will have conversation around her project and stuff like that. But to me, it doesn't really impact me. I mean, if she did 450,000 streams on Spotify opening day, JT probably gonna do 10,000 first week, if that, or whatever. But I mean, salute to her. If maybe something will go viral and it'll pick up or whatever. Still wishing her the best because I feel like I can't wish Sexy Red the best and not wish the best for JT. Wishing her the best, but that she's just not an artist for me. And I'm gonna say this. This is why I wanted to save my comments to the end. Now, I don't own Nicki Minaj. I don't own JT. I don't own anybody, right? But one thing about me and my personality is just that I don't like fake people. And just like, JT don't know me, and you only can know what a person brings forth to the, publicly. You only know what they bring forth. But to me, it's just certain things that you can say to me and it's not about me so much forgiving you, but you'll never be in my good graces or in my circle. You said that you wanted this racially ambiguous bitch to replace a black woman. You can't wait for Cardi to shut her down. And now you all over your mixtape dissing Cardi. And I felt like JT was so comfortable to diss Cardi because she felt like she had that support and cosign from Nicki. Because this is because if you think about it, right, and I'm not saying that Cardi ain't saying nothing crazy to JT either, but she bust her gun immediately on this mixtape, opening it up, coming at Cardi, stuffing bottles up in your PUSSY and all of that. And then it sounded like she was shooting at her on another track. I want to see her hold, and you know what? Cardi is gonna ignore her because she ain't trying to give her no steam or anything like that. I want to see how JT gonna act if her and Cardi see each other face to face. Um, Salute to JT. Do your thing. You don't want the support from Nicki Minaj fans. A lot of people was feeling like, why did Nicki come out and she, people, I seen so many tweets from people upset saying that, Nicki did this and it's looking a certain type of way. I want to say this, and I said this last night when I was talking to my friend on the phone. Nikki, if you say that you don't, and the crazy thing about it is, what's so hurtful? It wasn't that JT had an issue with Nicki Minaj herself. You had an issue with her fans. That shit is so trivial. Why couldn't you just ignore it? Like, let me tell you something. You don't think Ice Spicy how annoying anybody's fan base can be annoying? Let me just tell you this too, right? I know a lot of people be wondering, especially if you follow me on Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Same name, Pondering. But on Twitter, I see that a lot of people are comment vampires, and not to diss anybody, but I don't like when I post. Like most of the time when I post something, I'm posting it just to get my point of view across, right? I'm not really posting it to be seen, and that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I don't really care about that. I get money from different ways. I don't care about tweeting to get a check, right? But what bothers me and what becomes overwhelming sometimes is how many comments people leave. So I turn my comments off, and I don't really care about it. And I know that you know with analytics and with the platforms, the more people comment, you get more visibility and it pushes you out. I don't care about that because sometimes I have to protect myself, and it's not even what they saying to me. It's just that I don't want you to comment. Like, and I know it's crazy, people can still quote tweet, but it's like it just limits it. It's like, so, and I'm not saying that is to Nicki Minaj fans, that's just to anybody. It's like most of the times I'm saying something, I'm talking about whether I'm drinking a vanilla frappuccino or whatever, I don't want 50 comments. Like, I didn't post it for that. I posted just to share it. Like, okay, you see it, like it, move on. I just don't, it gets overwhelming sometimes. So as it relates to fans, of course, I'm sure that they can get overwhelmed, and whatever. To me, this is very reminiscent of the baby Stormy situation. Like, yeah, JT, she was popping shit behind the scenes about Nicki's fans. I mean, she didn't say the thing she was saying, I guess, wasn't as bad. She didn't call Nicki delusional like Ice. And even though I do feel like it was something there where maybe Ice didn't like the contract with Nicki and maybe she just didn't want to sign it or whatever. Who knows? But what I will say is let JT fend for herself. I'm not mad at all. I ain't mad at all. Let JT do her thing. Let her figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at people. I mean, if you choose to not support JT, I wasn't really gonna support her anyway. I did give her a listen though, because I was gonna do a review. I'm probably not gonna do the review now. Not being that it's anything to do with to Nicki, but yeah, I think it was an okay project. I guess I can say that all in this video. And I think that JT bucking up at Cardi in the lyrics. I think Cardi is definitely, this is me personally, because Cardi thinks she gangsta. I think that she definitely gonna try to see JT about that. I definitely think that she's gonna try to see her whether they cross paths. I think she's going to try to address her about that, shoving bottles up. Yeah, and Cardi B denied that story in regards to stuffing bottles up. And wasn't that all with the Tasha K case too? So listen. We'll see how this rolls out. We'll see the success of JT. Do you think that Nicki Minaj and JT will make up from this? Like, I think that Nicki has been used a lot from a lot of girls in the past, and she's just over it. I feel like, Nicki makes me feel like sometimes this is my feelings as it pertains to Nicki. She makes me feel like, you ever see like that person where they like, whether they're a rich girl or whatever, and it's just like they want to be friends with people, and it's just like they keep getting fucked over each and every time. Like, no, you got to realize who you are. You got to realize your position. See those people, give them advice and let them know to get XYZ. You know what, Nicki? Give these people advice behind the scenes. Give JT advice behind the scenes. Stop bringing people up on your Instagram live. Stop giving them crazy candy coated clout. Stop doing that, because then it gets to a point where it's just like, I understand her though. Listen, I understand Nicki fully. So this is what I was saying to my friend last night. So if you have an issue with the people who support me, no, I don't want them to support you. No, absolutely not. Why would I want them to support you if if you don't like them, you don't want the support of them? And JT, you crazy, because this is exactly why your project got 400,000 streams. Listen, that's crazy to me. So listen, potent pondering, never pandering. Yeah, Nicki, slow up on how you help and appreciate people. I think they say Nicki met up with Lakia or somebody at her house in California. Everything don't need an Instagram live. Stop showing these girls. Stop showing them. Putting them all over your platforms and doing all of that. What happened to personal relationships where we don't even know you spoke to a person? Like, even if Lakia or whatever, Lakai, what's her name? You know what I'm talking about. Even if she did meet with Nicki, it wasn't posted all over like social media. I think she just mentioned it in her interview, but they wasn't on no Instagram live or anything like that. Stop sharing your platform. Don't be retweeting. Don't be playing their music on Station Head. None of that. Don't do none of that. Because yeah, I've been not fucking with JT because I ain't like what she said about Nicki. I ain't like how you putting this racially ambiguous bitch over Nicki. I'm sorry. I ain't like how you was doing that. And that's why I could never get with you. Because I'm just one of them people, like, if I'm your friend and I'm just like, damn, they said all of this about you and you over there, good luck to you. I'm going to watch from afar. I'm not going to be over there in the mix and the mess. No. No, I'm too real for that. And the thing about it is that I don't feel forced to be in situations because I grew up loved. I don't feel forced to be around you. If you don't like me and you make that known and you say certain things nasty about me, you're never going to get back in my good graces again. You're not. This is a big world of billions of people. Go find another person to talk to. Go be friends with another person. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Nicki, move around. I'm not mad at you for not wanting to share your platform or share your fans with people who don't appreciate you. That's just really my sentiments on the matter. Potent pondering, never pandering. Get in the comments below and let me know how you feel about this ordeal. Are you still gonna support JT? I'm not mad at you if you do. The music is just not for me personally. I've been said that on this channel. She's just not really a great dope lyricist, amazing rapper to me. JT has she's beautiful. She's a dark-skinned beautiful girl, but the music is just not for me personally, right? I like lyrics lyricism, lyrical, and this is why like I face again fatigue with Sexy Red when I listen to her music. It's just not really anything there for me. So anyway, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Nicki. Let me know. Do you think that JT is trying to? What do you think that JT got the guts to try to go up against Cardi? Because why she ain't never really say nothing before like that? You know, she been busting little shots here and there. So it's like Cardi is like her target. And you know, I'm gonna say this before I leave. She made it seem like, you know, Cardi used to be XYZ or whatever. And I know that JT, she's, you know, she's building a fan base and she's coming up. But it's just like, you can't be popping big shit like that and doing 400,000 streams on Spotify. First day. Listen, that's just all I want to say about this. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm up out of here. Peace.